recording. Welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back again. This is a great time. It's probably my favorite time of the week. I kid you not, I've been doing this for so long and it doesn't get old because I get to empower you. I get to educate, inform, enlighten, bring awareness to you for something that maybe is so kind of lost in translation. We kind of don't really understand the power of something as simple as what's in a glass, right? What water can do. And that's part of the wake movement. That's part of what we're helping people wake up to, is waking up to water and waking up to themselves. Now, before I go any farther, I just want to make sure you guys are aware that I am not here to claim anything. I am not here to say this does that 100% guarantee. That's not my field of expertise. I'm no doctor. I'm no medical practitioner. I don't have any of those degrees or certifications or legalities. I'm just a guy that is here to share information that changed my life and has changed hundreds and hundreds of people's lives around me, globally, internationally, and around the country. And that's what I want to give back to you, that awareness and that knowledge, because before you can make a change in your life, you've got to become aware of that change that you need to make. And awareness is always first and foremost, and that's the name of the game. So let's jump into it. Boom, we are Wake Water Co. Now, we're having an Instagram relaunch on 2/2/2, February 22nd. Wake Water Co., that's our @ handle on Instagram. Also, if you guys want to check us out online, www.wakewaterco.com. In case you missed this webinar or in case you kind of missed a couple parts in it or you got busy, you can always check our website out for more information to help clarify. We're just a collective group of individuals, and we wanted to come together and share something with you guys that can not only, like I said, wake yourself up to water, but wake yourself up in general to all the different things going on: the plastic, the chemicals, the pollution, the toxic beauty products, the pesticides, the harmful chemical cleaners, right? The poor water quality of tap water, bottled water, but then also, what is my solution? How can I cover all those bases? And so we put it together as a collective kind of movement, and that's the Wake movement, but under the umbrella of Wake Water Co. So what I like to start with is my story, because I know stories are so powerful and it gives you something that maybe you can connect with me on. Or maybe you're already thinking, whoa, man, my best friend has this same issue. Or gosh, I'm going through that right now. Or man, I don't want to go through that. And I want to be preventative, right? Wherever you are at in your life, in your health journey, right? Past, present, or future, that's the best time. That's that present moment. But for me, let's kind of dive into my past really quick. I grew up an athlete. I was an athlete my whole life. Played basketball. That was my go-to. You could see me I used to get up pretty high. I still can, but couldn't do that until this water came into my life. But senior year or junior year, I blew out my knee, and that's kind of started my health journey and awareness of learning how to walk again, learning how to jump and run and how the body works and how my muscles and ligaments and tissues. So it really fascinated me, but didn't really turn into anything else, just with that little bit of education and awareness. Now, I went and played in Mexico. I played in Monterrey, Mexico on a team called Fuerza Regia. That's in the Latino National Basketball League. Yes, I am half Hispanic. My mom is full, so I have Mexican citizenship. So I went down there for 9 months, guys, and on the last month, the food I was eating, the liquids I was putting in my body, water, Gatorades, even sodas, pop drinks down there, sports drinks, off brands, and street foods and pastries and 7-Eleven runs and all that. But I did it because I had no awareness of what was going on internally. Externally, you would think I was a machine, right? I was never getting really tired. I would just keep playing, working out, boom, boom. But it was the stuff off the court that I started to catch up to me. And it was not until that last month where I started breaking out in eczema. And it was on my elbows and my groin, and I had no idea what it was until I researched it. And you guys know at that time, and you research WebMD, well, you're going to get a lot of scary stuff. And then I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. I had tons of sharp gut pain, knives stabbing through my colon. I had ulcers throughout my colon. I was getting bad acid reflux, horrible anxiety and inflammation, insomnia. It was a really systemic issue I was dealing with, and I was only 26, 25 years old, and I didn't want to live like that, and I thought that was how life was going to be, and it was a hard place for me, until the water came into my life, and I thank my now partner, Jilly, who was patient enough to wait 8 months, guys, 8 months for me to really make this decision, and I had to learn the hard way by getting sick, and that's one thing I don't want any of you guys to experience, and just being proactive and preventative by having this awareness and knowledge. So came home, Started drinking this water. I had no idea what it was. I was so resistant to it. I said, just bring it over, leave it on the porch, leave me alone. I was cranky. I was in ego mode, and I just started guzzling. And I began cleansing, and I began really detoxing. And every day and every gallon I got down, my body started reacting and started recalibrating. And I had no idea what was going on. I was kind of confused and concerned until I started realizing that what this water was doing. And fast forward about 2 months, I decided to get my machine that creates this water, and that put me in a position where all those things I told you disappeared. That's where I said, I'm not saying it cured it. I'm not saying it did any of that, but it really reduced it, and to a point where I no longer have been sick in the last 4 years. I'm thankful for this water. So that's my story, and that's why I want to empower you. Whether you have an extreme health issue or a small one or no health issues, this water impacts everyone just as important. So quick little facts. The human body is 60 to 70% water, almost 90% at birth. Pretty amazing, right? The planet is covered in about 70% water, right? Already we have a correlation with us and the planet, which is becoming more and more known, right, in our world. 60% of water is actually inside of our cells. Pretty amazing, right? 40% of it is actually outside of our cells. So already you're getting a different picture. Maybe these are facts you never heard of until now. And that's amazing, because now you're learning. Now you're empowering. Now you're becoming more aware. We have over 30 trillion cells, in case you didn't know. So it's important. Now, did you know water works as energy, hydration, a universal solvent where anything can happen in water, a binder where it can bind with things, an astringent, so it acts as a skin astringent? What about a cleaner, right? Cleaning your cabinets or your cutting boards, bathroom, right? Or a toner, kind of like lotion or a beauty toner. What about a disinfectant? Ooh, you got to cut. Let's clean that wound with some water. Well, no one does that. They do Neosporin until now. We'll teach you that here in a second. A sanitizer, right? The Purell. Ooh, what are all those chemicals we're putting on every single day when we're washing our hands? We're not washing, we're absorbing. Remember, anything on your skin, you absorb. And then an emulsifier, because water and oil don't mix until today. You'll see that. Daily problems. Most people are dehydrated. Many people have tons of inflammation, right? Achy joints, back pain, leading to arthritis, gut issues, all that. Pesticides on produce is causing us a lot of harm, especially in the reproductive system for men and women. Beauty products, they're not so pretty when we're lathering toxic chemicals on our body, because again, our skin absorbs so much of it. Majority of the people in this world right now are acidic. They have high acidosis, which is leading to disease. If you don't know what acidosis is, write it down. It's the first thing you might want to go research. What is acidosis? How can I get my body out of an acidic state, right? People are low on energy, they're stressed, they're having trouble sleeping, and they're commonly sick. It's almost like, oh, it's flu season. Who can be the first one to say, I got the flu? Who can be the first one to say, oh, I got that cold that's going around. Yep, that's me over here. That guy got the cold. We don't want to do that anymore, guys. We don't have to show off the fact that we're sick and get that sympathy card. We're taking our power back in the form of water. And that's the most amazing part. People are struggling with diet and exercise. How many times you go to the gym, right? You take those 10 pounds off, but then they come back on. Or you can't stay consistent after a few months because you're tired. You're not sleeping well. Well, is it because you're dehydrated? And are the beverages, the sports drinks, the pre-workouts, the shakes and all that, the Fit Aids and the Rite Aids and the Power Aids and the Gatorades, all the aids, it's not coming to your aid. It's not coming to save you. In fact, this might maybe making you a little bit worse. And then expenses. No one likes to give water or money away to water bottles, beauty products, cleaners. If I said, save all your money, you don't have to pay that the rest of your life, would you? Probably 10 out of 10, you say you would. So why not? Right? Processed water. Let's jump into this now. So we became aware of the big problems. Processed water is just a process that the company has performed chemical operations or whatever they got to do to change and preserve water. Already that's going to be a red flag. Tap water, bottled water, RO, distilled water. I'm not here to say those are bad. I'm not here to say those are good. They're just different. And they're different because they're processed and they're dead. And you're probably saying, well, Chris, what the heck? What is dead water? Water's water, right? Well, let's keep that seed in the mind, and we'll get to that, and you're now understand what these terms are starting to mean. So you got dead water, tap water, bottled water, and water filters. There's my bottom right guy. There's my Brita. Oh, Jilly couldn't come close to me for years with that thing. Say, stay away. I got my Brita. I got my filtered water. I don't want your magic water that helps people change their life. Hocus pocus, right? Hocus pocus. EWG.org, write that one down, EWG.org. You can now go in, guys, and it's been out publicly, I don't know how many years, and see what's in your tap water. Why is that so important? Because a lot of you are probably saying, well, Chris, I don't drink tap water, so this doesn't account to me. And I'll say, you're totally right, 100%, that's amazing. I love that you have that awareness. But do you take a shower? What about, do you wash your hands? I know, oh, laundry, maybe you do laundry. How about water the plants? Wipe the counters? What water do you give your pets, by the way? You just filling up with tap because Rex, the dog, can just drink it and he'll be fine. But why are dogs and cats getting so sick? Well, they're consuming and they're drinking a lot of the things that we're putting in our body. And now you can see what's in your tap water. Not just drinking water, but all water that runs through your house. And in Costa Mesa, we have 9 contaminants above health guidelines. And on the left are some of the most common, right? Again, it's not fear, this is awareness. Awareness now that you can make a change to change that problem. Chlorine, another huge thing. It's everywhere and everything. Your bathtub, your drinking water, the rain, the pools, the spas and jacuzzis, right? When you go in the ocean, you come out, you feel charged, right? You feel better. You just get that charging feeling. Seems like when you go in a pool and you come out, you're kind of tired. You just want to kind of curl up and you want to rinse all that chlorine off because you're getting sticky and dry and you're just, and then the sun drains you and the sunscreen starts getting absorbed and now you're exhausting yourself on something that's supposed to be relaxing. So getting chlorine out of the water should be one of the most important things you consider when making a change in your life. And we all know environmental, that's no good. We want to get rid of these plastics. The bottled water industry is massive, guys, billions of dollars. And if you have no idea, check out a documentary called Tapped. It'll really enlighten you and really bring awareness to a lot of things we're not seeing. So enough of the problems, all right? Enough of Chris being the bad guy. Quick sip. If you got some water, take a sip. Stay present with me. Tap, tap, stay with me. And here we go. Here's the fun part, the solution. Here's the solution to all those things we talked about, being too acidic, being inflamed, chronically dehydrated, spending so much money on bottled water, getting rid of those toxic chemicals and those beauty products that are wreaking havoc on your body and nervous system, right? What is my solution, Chris? How can I make this change? It's right there in front of you. It's in the form of water called Kangen water. The word Kangen, guys, means return to origin. Remember that when I said in the second slide, you're 90% water at birth, right? You're returning back to your original state. That's being hydrated, full of life and energy, just as you came out playing as a kid your whole life. Ancient water. This water is actually found all over the world, okay? Now, I know a lot of you don't live near these places, and that's okay. It's totally fine. But if you ever want to do traveling or vacation, check these places out. People line up for miles, guys. Literally, they'll line up for miles with buckets, pitchers, bottles, and they'll fill up from this water source because the water comes out of the ground naturally. Well, why is that so vital? Because first, the earth has an electromagnetic frequency to it, so it's electric, right? The earth also has naturally occurring minerals, right? So as the water comes up, the water changes its structure. It kind of transmutes a little bit. It gets energized from the planet, and then it also picks up natural minerals from the ground. So out comes this natural healing water. Now, if you look up something called the blue zones, the longest living people in the world live in these areas, right? One of the most common things is their water source and what they get their water from. For example, the Hunza people, they live over 100 to 120 years old. They live right next to a glacier spring, and they get the freshest, living, structured, alkalized, energized water on the planet. But not all of us live in the Hunza Valley in Pakistan. So how can we change that? Well, we can get this machine in our home because a lot of hospitals are using it. A lot of doctors are using it. We just don't hear about it because we're here in America. They're there in China, Europe, Japan, Russia, Korea. All those places are starting to use it more and more. And there's actually a group of over almost 7,000 doctors in this one group that recommend this water for medicinal practice, which is amazing. And those are a couple of the hospitals that are doing it. There's one name you want to look up, write this one down or take a picture, Hiromi Shinya. He is a PhD specialist in gastrointestinology. Basically, he helped create the endoscopy. He understood how the tummy works, how the gut works, and how important it is to have everlasting health when your gut is clean. And he is not affiliated with this company. He's not affiliated with this water. Always he recommends it though. He actually won't even see you unless you drink it for 3 months. Why? because he probably won't need to see you. That's how powerful he's seen this water do on people. And he's seen over 500,000 tummies, guys, from colon cancer to arthritis, to prostate cancer, probably different types of acid reflux, anything in the gut or the colon or intestine, he knows. So if you think of it that way, this might be the best thing for gut health as we understand how important our gut is to our well-being. In the field of medicine, health can be actually determined by the state of water. Remember this? In and around your cells. 60% in, 40% out. Right? You're now seeing that connection and how important it is. Now let's get into the good stuff. The 3 properties that make this return to origin water, this Kangen water, so unique that no other water can do. Plain and simple. And this is where you're going to learn more about the properties of water. 3 properties: microclustered and structured. This water is shaped and structured in a way that you can absorb it better. Just because you drink water doesn't mean you're absorbing it. Instead of drinking, we want to hydrate. We want to have that connection. Second, antioxidants. We've heard this term. We've heard it in fruits and vegetables, but now you can get it in water, because really the only liquid you might be thinking is, green tea. Yes, green tea. Well, what if I were to say 1 glass of this water can equate to tons and tons and tons of cups of green tea, or a pound of blueberries, or a couple kilograms of broccoli? Whatever you want to put it to, that's what this water actually has and is capable of producing. And then you have hydrogen-rich alkaline water. And there's the term that's kind of common, alkaline water. Aha, I've heard this before, but hold so fast, because not all alkaline water is the same. Now, let's talk about first the microcluster, guys. This is so cool because here's an image on the left. You see structured water. Look at the shape, perfect hexagons. Perfect. When you put hexagons together, they make a complete grid. So when they're lined up in orderly form, they can actually penetrate and get into your cells. That right there, that green and yellow, that's called an aquaporin. Again, don't believe me. Research it. Just look it up. I'm just regurgitating information that I looked up to help you become more aware. Now, if you look at the one next to it, look how big they are. They're too big, right? A regular water cluster is 15 to 20 molecules. Kangen is 5 to 6, right? So imagine chain link fence. Your body's the fence, letting stuff in and out. If I gave you a bucket of marbles or a bucket of baseballs, how many baseballs are you going to get through that fence? Maybe 1. So are you really hydrating? That gallon of Arrowhead water, are you really absorbing all of it, or are you getting less than 20%? Now, if I gave you marbles and said, all right, have a go at it, a lot are going to get through. So much, you're going to be so hydrated, you won't even realize what's going on. That's now happening at the cellular level because we want to be able to absorb, not just drink. So you can imagine how much penetration and absorption we're getting by throwing marbles, not baseballs, through that chain link fence. Now, here's a little visual, a little video on what I mean, because when you make tea, you think heat up the water. Why? To shrink the water. But now you don't have to. Let's take a look.
It's really important for athletes. It's really important for dealing with brain fog. And of course, with the detoxification, it's really important for losing weight and for feeling better, because toxins, we'll even get a little help there. Toxins sit in our cells, and you can't get them out with your water. What did my skeptical husband say? He said, well, that's not fair. The tea bag was already wet, right? But isn't that cool? That's showing you the superior hydration, better detoxification of your cells. But just so you know that we weren't, cheating, and it wasn't because the tea bag was already wet. We'll go back to the Dasani. You know how when you feel really bloated or your stomach feels really full and sloshy with bottled water or tap water, you're drinking a lot of water? It's because it's sitting in your stomach and not actually absorbing into the intestines. To give you a little dose of science, the Kangen water, between the good alkaline minerals and the antioxidant, it can open your caloric valve and go straight into the intestines.
Boom. Isn't that amazing? You guys can see how quick you can make tea just because of the structure of the water is so small and you can penetrate. Now, check this out. Here's another cool image. Maybe this is put up on your vision board or something, or a reminder that, hey guys, this is you in a bottle. Look how much you are water. It's amazing. Your brain, 83% water, right? You ever get brain fog, or you can't remember, or gosh, I can't think straight. reach for some water. Try not to reach for that coffee. I know that Red Bull's tempting. I know that happy hour is relaxing, but your brain is thirsty, guys. Your brain is thirsty, hence brain fog, right? When it rains, there's not much fog. When it's not raining, kind of in that in-between, you're gonna get a lot of fog, all right? Kidneys, filter system. It's filtering out all the gunk in your body. It's the main filter, but if it's not hydrated, if your kidneys aren't fully hydrated, you're gonna start backing up your lymphatic system, which is more water as well. Research the lymphatic system and start understanding that. Then you have the lungs. Did you know breathing is a form of water, right? We can only see it sometimes when it's cold. So you see that fog, right? It's just a transmutation of the water. So if we're dehydrated in our lungs, and a lot of the fat, right, we expose and expel from our bodies come from our breath and our sweat, how are we gonna start losing that weight we've been trying so hard to get off for so many years? And then you have the eyes. They're basically balls of water that see your reality. Isn't it amazing? They literally are lenses that reflect light that allow you to see. So when we start having vision problems or getting cataracts or trouble seeing, right, we go for the glasses and the contacts. And again, I'm not saying don't do that, but maybe just reach for a glass of water and just see if those eyes start reacting. Heart and muscles, both are muscles, both get things moving. But imagine working out, that extra push-up, that extra lap, having that extra push, well, maybe you're down to 74% water. And just that 1% decrease, right? 2% or so dehydration can in fact impact so much of your cognitive, muscular, neurotransmitter functioning in your body. It's absolutely crazy. And then the last one, blood at the bottom, is 94%, which is basically water itself minus the color, right? So second property, antioxidants. This is so important too, guys, because when we're born, we're that fresh apple. When we die, we are the rotten apple, right? When we're born, we're fresh. When we die, we're oxidized. That's the rusting process. We can't stop it, but we can slow it down. How? Antioxidants, anti-inflammation, anti-aging properties, because those free radicals right there on the bottom left, they're always stealing from us. We don't want that. So how do we measure it? It's an ORP meter, all right? I'm gonna show you a video here what that means, but basically we want liquids with a negative ORP compared to a positive. Now the positive, you see the bottled water, the sports drinks, sodas, the tap waters. Then you have the negative, the green tea, the vitamin C, the fruits and veggies, cod liver oil, which again, I don't know if many of you consume it, but it's a negative ORP. And then you have Kangen water, which can get up to almost a negative 600 or 700 sometimes. So let's take a look on this video, how we test it.
This is an ORP meter, which literally measures a liquid's potential to reduce oxidation. The more positive the reading, the more oxidizing or inflammatory the liquid is. The more negative the reading, the more antioxidizing and anti-inflammatory a liquid is. We'll go to Propel. This is actually the same as vitamin water, Gatorade, Powerade, any sports drink. About 400. Going up and down there. I got Sprite. We all kind of know that soda's bad for us. Diet sodas, by the way, and dark colored sodas are in the 500s. But Sprite is right around 436. We got Kangen. And it's been sitting.
So Kangen getting up to negative 600 sometimes, and it starts going down again because the oxidation, guys. That's why you can't bottle this stuff, right? That's why you can't see it in stores. And that takes us to the next thing, which is hydrogen-rich alkaline water. Alkaline water. Now, before we explain the difference, we want to stay away from the acidic side of the pH scale, because when we become too acidic, right, we're entering that acidosis phase. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning slides, research acidosis and what it is. Basically, it's the root of so many of the issues we're experiencing in our everyday life. And I'm not talking about, chronic disease or autoimmune. I'm just talking about basic things like allergies, the common cold or flus, right? Skin rashes, stomach aches, acid reflux, things that are manageable and tolerable, but no one wants them. So how can we get away from the acidic to more alkaline state, naturally, not done with chemicals? Now, here's the scam I'm talking about, guys. Don't be duped by marketing, because alkaline water in stores is a chemical change. How do you know this? Look on the back. So if I got a bottle, a plastic bottle, maybe Essentia, right? And I look on the back and I read ingredients, it's going to come out and say sodium bicarbonate. Do you know what that is? That's baking soda. I had no idea. And this was after I got my machine and everything. I just started learning about it because I can help people. I was literally like, you gotta be kidding me. They're throwing in baking soda, Arm & Hammer, and mass producing it. in thousands and millions of dollars to get this water out in plastic, which is already a no-go, with altered chemically water, marketing it as ionized alkaline water to help you and hydrate yourself the best you can. That's a scam. That's irrefutable, unethical marketing that is leading people confused and astray, because we want to get to the alkalized change. This is electrical change. That's what is created in these machines. Electrolyzed reduced water. If you want to research it, go and research it and see what you find. But electrical, not chemical. Alkaline, not alkalized. Big, big difference. Just be aware. Now let's just show you really quick the pH drops and how we test it.
If you look at the pH chart, it's about a 4, and then typically pop and sports drinks are right in between a 3 and a 4 pH. When you got your Kangen, this is actually the 9.5 water, but the machine can make 8.5, 9, or 9.5 so that you don't detox too quickly. A fun little trick I want to show you guys is I pulled the Kangen water here. Let's say you've been drinking bottled water for a long time, and you're like, okay, well, how long could it take for the water to kind of help my body? Well, I drink Kangen, drinking the Kangen water. But, you guys, sports drinks and sodas are so acidic.
Yeah, that was a tough one, because I drank those so much growing up, and she was going to finish and say they're so acidic it takes almost 30 glasses of Kangen water to neutralize one soda or one sports drink. Holy moly. So many Gatorades, so many Powerades, so many Propels and vitamin waters. No wonder I started manifesting the things I did. But it's hard because, you see athletes and they look invincible and they're in such good shape and 10% below body fat, but man, there's so much more, guys, that doesn't meet the eye, and that's below the surface level. That's the part that we want to make sure we're addressing. So let's talk about the machines really quick. Now you're understanding the properties and how water is different, and it's amazing, and I could feel already you guys have learned so much in this short time. But let's talk about the machines, because this is just as important, if not more important, because you want to make sure this product that you're investing in is the, in fact, best of the best. So these are certified medical devices, right? This isn't even a water filter. People ask me, hey, Chris, what kind of water filter is this? Or is this like an RO system? I'm like, actually, it's far from it. It's not a water filter at all. And they, what is it? And they just they're not aware that it's actually a certified medical device by the Japanese Ministry of Health and Welfare. Now, it's not a certified device here in the United States, but it is in the process, and hopefully it becomes that sooner or later. And I'll show you that in a second. It's an original equipment manufacturer. Why is that so important? It's because you want all your materials to come from the same manufacturer. If you know anything about products and consumerism and manufacturing and production, you want to make it in one roof, not always outsourced, because if you have an issue, that company doesn't know where that issue or that part came from. And that's going to lead to a lot of headaches. And I'm only saying from experience, not myself, but I've had people I've helped that go down that route, and they go somewhere else or a different machine. And I have to hear their stories that happened when their machine broke and the company had no idea who sold it to them, and everyone loses. It's also in-house, right? It's intentional machinery. 28-point inspection by 5 different people. Notice I said people, not robots. People make these machines from scratch with their hands and go through all these different 28-point inspections that are so important, because you want the best machine possible. And the maintenance is easy. It's self-cleaning. It talks to you, and then you clean it once a month, and it takes you about 5-10 minutes tops, not even that, to do so. It's just like just keeping your car running fresh and maintaining and changing the tires and gas, and very basic, very minimal. And these things can last so much longer than you might even think. Inside, here's the engines. Here's another important part. Platinum titanium plates, compared to a lot of other companies that use plastic, mesh, carbon. They'll hype it up in the marketing, but just be aware and ask more questions. Boeing grade, right? So this is not just some plates they found on Amazon. This is Boeing grade material. Consistent high power, right? The machines that produce that water that we just shared has to have enough power to create that kind of water. A lot of other machines, in fact, all of the machines don't have the same power because of the manufacturing. And if you guys look at the bottom, the ISO certifications, those are different ISO manufacturing qualifications that resonate with higher value and better process. And you see the ISO 13485, that's a certified medical device, okay? Having that quality, that ISO certification, no other ionizer, no other machine or water purification, ionizer, alkaline maker they don't have that certification that Enagic does. So it's all about who you're buying it from, what company you're supporting, what information you're getting, cross-checking, double-checking, third-party checking, and then making that decision to change that and make that investment for yourself. And then it's MIT engineer approved, which is really cool because engineers said this machine could last 100 plus years if you keep it intact and keep it rolling. So that's amazing. Never think, when was the last time you bought something and someone told you that they could last 30 plus years, even maybe 100. We just don't know because this company is only 45 years old and still growing. Now here's that ISO certification, right? The FDA plans to use, and hopefully it becomes sooner than later. This was a couple of years ago, but these things take time. But it's just really cool to see a lot of people really waking up, including the FDA, to this water. Now let's get into the other part. And really this is almost kind of the best part too, I think, is the other types of water this machine makes. Let me say it again, the other types of water this machine makes, because water has so many different properties, guys. Now, you simply, if you see on that picture, you press those buttons. When you press the buttons, the machine, it changes the amount of power in the solution and different things going on, and it creates different types of water. Well, what's one of them? 11.5, that's for cleaning produce. Then you have the 9.5, 9.0, and 8.5. Those are the detox levels, because remember, as you cleanse, right, the higher you go in that pH, the more antioxidants you're getting in, the more you're gonna cleanse. So you're really gonna feel it. So if you have health issues, if you're a little bit older, if you got some things going on, start slow. Start with the 8.5, work your way up over time. But if you're feeling good, if you're younger, if you got a good bill of health and you're more proactive, jump into 9.5 and really feel it and enjoy it. Then you have the neutral water. This is great for baby formula or any kind of medication, especially time-release medication, because remember, the water enhances everything. So if you take it with time-release meds, you don't want that medicine to be released earlier than expected because the water activates it. Then you have the beauty water. This is great to spray. I usually carry it around with me all the time in my car, in my work briefcase, or my backpack, my gym bag. We have another one in the kitchen, in the bathroom. We have bottles all over the place. We spray that for our face, and we also water our plants because plants like slightly acidic water, if you didn't know that. All plants are different, but majority like slightly acidic water for their growing. Then 2.5, that's an amazing one. Might be one of my favorites because it kills all bacteria. MRSA, Salmonella, E. coli, staph, eczema, it helps with psoriasis, it helps with acne, dermatitis, rosacea, all these topical things. It can be helped and used to reduce that inflammation, those scarring, those burns, those cuts and wounds and scrapes and skin problems whatsoever. So using that 2.5 really does help a lot. Now here's the 11.5. Remember we talked about pesticide remover. There's before and after. This is just a snapshot of tomatoes and how the pesticides mixed in the tap water. And now you guys know what's in tap water. So we rinse off in the tap water, but technically we're layering another layer on of gunk water. So after you soak it in alkaline water, 11.5, you'll start seeing the pesticides come off, because remember, pesticides are oil-based, right? Water and oil doesn't mix. That's why farmers and growers spray it, because when it rains, they don't want their pesticides coming off. Well, that saves the farmer a trip up and back on their plane, but that doesn't save you a trip to the doctor's office. Doesn't save you a trip to the bathroom because your stomach's hurting or your hormones are out of whack because of all the pesticides we're consuming. This also uses as a stain remover and a degreaser. So guys, you're already seeing how powerful this can be in your everyday life and how you can use water to get rid of a lot of things. And now here's Kangen and cannabis. Again, a really cool thing because this is a growing industry. It's a medicinal plant that's helping a lot of people, but now as an industry grows, you got to get detailed and understand, where is this coming from? Where is my medicine coming from? How is the grower doing it? So we offer this machine. This is the bigger version to help with bigger kind of manufacturing for like restaurants and hotels and spas and beauty parlors, and also cannabis grows. So those are a couple of ways: sterilize, balancing pH, increasing your yield, germinating, fungicides, pesticides, just really making a really good product for you and your customers. And then here's the 2.5. Here's the little bit before and after, right? You could see, man, from MRSA to gangrene. I remember I had eczema, and this cleared it up relatively quickly while ingesting the Kangen water as well. So again, guys, simple as a spray of water can do so much for so many people. And at the end of the day, it's harmless. It is harmless because it's just water. Now, installation is really easy. You can install it above or below. These things are portable. You can travel with it. We have a company called Ion Faucet that helps you in case you need it. You can customize an install. You could put it in your bathroom, your kitchen, your cabinets, well, maybe not your cabinet, but your garage, right? Wherever you have a water source and a power outlet, that's always an option. And like I said, you could travel with it, and it's cool because you'll walk through TSA and people will be like, well, you can't bring water. You're crazy. Why you have a gallon of water with you and a water machine? What are you pranking somebody? Where's the camera? And then you pull out the certification for a medical device and you tell them it's medical water. And they scan it, they give you the pass, and you look back and all those people go, how'd you do that? I want to do that. How do I take my water on? And that takes us to the next part, which is really cool. But before we get into that, let's just touch really on how you can get these machines. These are electrolyzed reduced water machines. Now you're seeing everything that encompasses it, right? The different benefits, the features, how to utilize it. Guys, 100 different uses in the home or outside the home for this machine. And these things last 20, 30 plus years. They come with a 5-year warranty. Now the difference on these machines is the plates. And I'm going to repeat that one more time. The difference, right? The price, the $39.80, $42.80, and the $49.80. The SD501 models, they have 7 plates. Okay, 7 plates is like a V7 engine on a car. The K8, the number 8, has V8. Okay, 8 plates, 30% more. 30% more of those antioxidants. All the good stuff you want. Because the K8 has 1 more plate, you're going to get more of what you pay for. Now, I totally understand it, and I could feel it through the webinar. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. And it is. It is for a lot of people, and I totally feel you. And I felt the same way. And it was hard because, me being in a position I was with my health and didn't have much money at the time, but honestly, I kind of took a step back. I connected some dots. I looked at something in a different perspective. I crunched some numbers. It made too much sense for me not to. And I flipped my perspective, and I really looked at it as, well, I'm investing in one of these because an investment appreciates over time. And I still have my machine to this day, and I haven't been sick in 4 years. And I've been to the doctor once for a checkup just to say hello. And all that is definitely worth it. And it's definitely worth it. And being able to invest in something, not only for me, but hopefully for my future family as well. And even something I can pass down to, that's worth every penny. If not, I always say these things are underpriced for what they do and how much value they bring. So always remember too, we have payment plans, $45 a month or $55 a month, depending on your credit. And if you don't have good credit, we have another option that requires no credit check where you do down payments and monthly payments based on what machine you want to get and your budget per month. So there's so many different ways. And didn't even get to mention this is a full tax write-off as well. So thank you for that part. I want to thank you guys for that first section. Now we're going to go into the second part really quick here just to cover it, because I know a lot of you maybe are thinking, well, I myself, I'm going to get one, but I know a few other people that would want one. And I think they would really benefit from them. And my mom's sick. My neighbor has some issues. My friend has been telling me about some things he's going through, and they could definitely use this. So let's just jump into this. Let me just check something really quick here. And again, thank you guys for being on here with me. It's really amazing you're learning all this. I hope you're taking a lot of great notes. You have some questions for me or whoever invited you, because we want to help you any way we can. So let's just talk about business and, an opportunity for you, because this is something you can do on the side, guys. I'm not here to pitch you a business plan or an idea to take you away from something and convince you to do this. This is something you do as if you were to refer someone and go, hey, I just got the new iPhone. You should probably get it. It's amazing. They're like, really? How's the camera? Dude, check this picture out. And they're like, oh, I got to get one. And that's it. And they get one, but Apple doesn't pay you. This company does, and they will, and they'll pay you a lot. And they really want to give back, because me and you, we're the marketing. We're the people that share this, right? I was once in your shoes where I didn't really understand anything about water. I didn't understand that water was different. I didn't think water could be used to help me improve my health, right? My mental, spiritual, emotional, physical health. I had no idea until I tried it, until I experienced it. And now, after years and years go by, I've helped over hundreds of families change their life simply by just sharing information, sharing water, sharing a demo, getting them to see a webinar, just for them to become educated, because then they can make that powering change to change their life and change themselves. But what's cool about it Now, not only you can change your health, maybe you change your wealth and your finances for your present and your future situation. So what is the solution? Multiple streams of income. Maybe a lot of you have a 9-to-5 job. Awesome. Maybe a lot of you are an independent business owner. Amazing. Maybe a lot of you work on social media. Perfect. It doesn't matter what you do. You can keep doing that. I call that your waterfall. That's what you do when you wake up and you go to bed. That's your number one thing you do, how you contribute back to society in this world. Now, you just got to ask yourself, do I want to keep doing this? Is this lighting me up? Is this getting me excited? Is this something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life until I'm 60, where I can retire and then hopefully have enough good health to go travel, to go, try a new hobby, go, try a new skill, or go deep sea diving. But if I'm not feeling good and I'm not healthy, how is that going to benefit me? So how can I put myself in that position to make sure maybe I can retire sooner, or I can create another stream of income? Notice the water words, right? Income stream, right? Liquid assets, right? Banks that stop your cash flow. Okay, it's really cool when you just really pay attention how water and currency, right? It never ends, has such inner correlations. Now, I didn't learn this stuff, guys. Assets, investments, network marketing, affiliate marketing, home-based businesses, leveraged income, all these things. And I went to a great school, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and I was a business marketing major. And I didn't learn this stuff. Maybe I learned about assets and investments, but briefly. But I didn't know about network marketing. I didn't know about direct sales or leveraged income, or making money for me when I sleep, or the power of working as a team and a unit where everyone helps each other. We're just so accustomed to the pyramid scheme, right? And not that one you're thinking, the corporate one, the CEO, the president, the managers, the supervisors, the executives, and then you got maybe the accountants, the secretaries, whatever, and then you got the employees, the everyday people that bust their butt 40 or 50 hours a week and make that CEO on his yacht an extra $1 to $2 million a year. So now what if you could become the CEO? And what if you could make whatever you want to make in your life now and in the future? You have that potential and that possibility. Question is, are you open to it? Because then that takes us to this. This is a passive income cash flow quadrant. This is by Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, most of us today, especially maybe in the middle class, right? Just to kind of universalize, not to anything specific, but a lot of us are employees, right? Our time makes our money. So there's no leverage there, right? When we clock in, we clock out. No matter if we have A+ work or D- work, we're still getting paid the same amount. And that's consistent. It's nice. I'm not going to lie. It's nice because twice a month or however many times a month, you're going to get a consistent paycheck that's going to be guaranteed as long as you show up and put in your time. Okay. Now you become a specialist. This is like a doctor or a brain surgeon, right? They both work and help people, but brain surgeon a little bit more specialized. So they're still exchanging their time. They're just going to get paid a little bit more. But again, guys, remember, you can't make time. You can always make money. So if you're able to make money that then creates more time, that's the victory. That's that win. You want to start figuring out, how can I create that in my life outside of my waterfall, right? My everyday job or my everyday thing. Now you become a business owner. That's what happens when you get one of these machines. The moment you get a machine, you get a 7-digit ID number. That's it. That's your Google complex. That's your warehouse. That's your giant facility that you don't have to spend $250,000 or 6 figures just to get into debt and pay it off for 4 years to get back to zero, right? Once you pay your machine off, whether you finance it or pay it in full, you're already at zero. Everything else is a positive. You're already making money by referring people these machines, because we are the marketing, right? They don't pay anyone else but me and you to share this water. And fun fact, not even 1% of the world has this water. If you got everybody to get on their phone and watch this demo, or at least watch a short video about this water, out of 7 billion people, how many do you think would buy this machine right now? How many? Millions. And what if I said they could buy it from you? And you're about to see what you can make off each one of those by simply sharing and telling and enlightening and bringing awareness and giving out water. I don't want to say it's easy, but I don't want to say it's hard. It's what you make it. Because after you become a business owner and you generate this income, you can now put it back and invest in yourself. You can invest in your brand. You can create a new opportunity. You can invest it back in your team or your business. You can invest it in another business or a movement, or any kind of thing you want to donate to, a charity, an organization. paying back your mom and dad, getting them to retire early, helping your sister, your brother. Possibilities are endless. But just to make that passive income first so that money works for you, not you working just for money. So here's the difference, guys, on that MLM direct sale thing. So a lot of you probably thinking, well, this is like one of those pyramid schemes, right? And we talked about the original pyramid scheme, the corporate structure, but MLMs, yes, there are pyramid schemes out there and you got to be aware of them, but this isn't one of them because it's not an MLM. It's not you at the top making money off, 2 friends find 5 friends and those find, like you see 25 and 125. That's not how it works, because a lot of those businesses, guys, they don't make it past a year, because what happens is they blow up too fast and then the company runs out of money and nobody can get paid. And you have a team of 1,000 people, but the company goes bankrupt. And it happens a lot. Now you have direct sales. This is more like real estate. Now real estate's been around for a long time and it's still around today because it's sustainable. It's a model that works because you create franchise lanes. You create franchise lanes just as if you were to open a franchise juice bar, right? You don't want to make one juice bar and expect $1 million. Why not make 20 juice bars and expect $5,000 or $50,000, right? Collectively accumulative. Now you're experiencing that leveraged income, that exponential wealth. So here's the commission structure and how it works. Think of it this way. It's a piece of a pie, right? Each sale has 8 slices. Every time a machine is sold, 8 of those slices are handed out to the distributors. Plain and simple. So it just depends who you sold it to, when you sold it to them, and how many points you sold it to them under. That's how many points you're going to get. Okay. So a direct sale is machines sold directly by you. You sold it. So if I went out there and met Mark and Mark bought a machine from me, he uses my ID number. That's my referral. I get a direct sale. Now, if Mark goes out there and Mark sells it to John and Jeff, I don't know John and Jeff. I'm asleep. Mark's over on the East Coast, but overnight he sells 2. I'm waking up to 2 emails saying 2 machines were sold by Mark. And that's leveraged income. Money is making you money while you sleep. And you didn't make it directly. Mark did. But you're still getting paid on it because that's how many points are in the system. So first direct sale, guys, sold to Mark, you're going to get $340. Okay. Second direct sale, second one, you're going to get $340 again. So maybe you sold it to Bob, your friend Bob. Third direct sale, you're already at $680. Now just think about it. What if I said, I'm going to give you $700 tonight? What would you do with that? That could pay for a lot of things for a lot of people right now, but that's not where the money's at. That's just the beginning. That's the teaser trailer to the bigger picture, right? Now, on your 11th total sale, okay, remember this, 11 total, not just you selling 11, right? Direct or indirect. Total, on your 11th one, you need 1 direct sale to go to the next rank. You're going to make $1,000 a sale, $1,020. Now, let's put it this way. Let's say you met a guy named Chris, right? And Chris bought a machine. And Chris went out there and he already has a team, or he works at an office where all these guys want to get better and are doing a challenge. And Chris sells 5 machines, maybe in a week. You're going to get a check 5 times for $1,020. What could you do with an extra $5,000 today or this month or this week? Think about it. And you're like, man, there's no way. There's no way. And sometimes the thing is too good to be true. It is in most cases, and I'll look at you in the camera, it isn't with this, because I've experienced it and I've seen it happen to a lot of people. And it can happen fast or it can happen slow. There's no guarantee. It's just how you go about it. Now on the 21st total sale, right? 21st collectively, right? You, Mark, John, Jeff, Chris, all these guys, Jessica, Nancy, Barbara, right? All of these people are selling machines. On your 21st sale, you're going up again. 4A. Remember the points. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. 1, 2, 3. Those numbers is how many pieces of the pie you're getting out of 8. Okay, and each piece is $340 for a K8. All right, 51st total sale, 5A, almost $2,000, guys. 1,700. You find somebody here and they go out and sell 10 machines in their first month. Well, you're probably booking a flight to Bali, and maybe you never come back to your full-time job because you just made an extra 10 or 15 grand. That's amazing money. And that's stuff that can keep continually expanding because this business has no limit. There's the sky is the limit on how much you build and create. Now, it's always important because you might be saying, well, Chris, can I do this by myself? I don't really want to work with anybody. I definitely can. You can sell 50 machines. In fact, if you do, I would love to connect with you, and I want you to teach me how you did it and what you did and what your system was, because I'm always down to learn. But I'll ask you this. What's easier to push up a hill? A car with one person, or push a car up a hill with 50 people or 20 people? Okay, just a reminder, you can do this solo, but take the help that's there. That's the power of leverage, using a team and working with a team and becoming a leader, just as a broker does with a real estate agent, right? Now you become a 6A on your 101st sale. And you might think, gosh, it's 100 sales is so much. It's not, guys. It really isn't. I've been doing this now maybe consistently for 2 or 3 years, the business, and I'm already at 100 and maybe 130 sales, me and my team. And it's changed my life. And it's allowed me to do this full time after years and years of a personal training. Now, after every sale, I'm making over $2,000, right? $2,000 a sale. Imagine finding someone like a girl named Lauren, and she comes in and she learns, she wants to learn from you, she's growing, she's connecting, she has a great network, and every week or almost daily, she's putting a new sale through. Imagine waking up to that email every day. Imagine. It's possible. You got to believe it first before it happens. Now, here's the long-term goal, right? Here's the long-term goal of being a 6A. You're going to get a $3,000 bonus. And 6A2, 6A2-2, basically, as you build more 6As on your team, you're going to get to a point where you're getting $5,000 a month for life. Let me say that again. $5,000 a month for the rest of your life. Guys, what? $60,000 guaranteed on top of all your commissions you make for that year and a $25,000 bonus? Imagine a bonus, $5,000 a month for the whole year. That's about 85 grand plus all your commissions. That's a 6-figure month, 1 year. And then the next year, and then the next year. And you know what's cool, guys? After we're gone from this earth, we can pass this fortune down to our kids. So ask yourself, man, what would I do for my kids? Oh, I'll do anything for them. Well, would you give them $5,000 a month for the rest of their life? They'll think, oh, what lottery do you play? Or what Kool-Aid are you drinking? Nothing. I drink water. I don't play the lottery. I share information. And they'll look at you, but then they'll say, tell me more. And now you got their attention. So just remember, this is the long-term goal. This is the 3 to 5 year plan. And I'm 30 years old and I'm retiring at 35. And I say it every day, and I'm going to make it happen because I want to be able to be at home for my kids. I want to see them grow. I want to help the communities grow. I want to help people around the world. I want to travel. I want to experience life with my partner, with Jilly. I want to do all these things, but I got to put in that work first. I want to be that person that can uplift others. And that's the same thing that you who are watching this right now want to do too. I can feel it. I know it. That's why you're watching it, and that's why you're here. Now, we're almost done. Energy and Magic, that's what our company stands for. This is our CEO, Mr. Oshiro. He lives in the same home he was born in, guys. He drives the same car his whole life. He lost his family to malaria, bad water after the Vietnam War. And he didn't want anybody else to die because they didn't have access to the best water in the world. So he put forth his connections, his mindset, his energy, his passion. He created this company, Energy and Magic. And not only do they do the water, guys, they have a resource, a resort, a training center. They have a golf course. They have mountain adventures. They have their own golf team. They have a baseball team. They have nursing schools. They have, what else do they have? Elementary schools, right? They have senior living. They do ocean tours. They have their own turmeric farm. It's absolutely crazy. It's amazing what this company is doing on top of the water that they're sharing. So definitely a company that supports. So our mission, guys, to wrap it up, is waking people up to their water, plain and simple. Waking up to water, because as you wake up to water, you wake up to yourself, because you are water, right? Sharing that self-healing, right? Something so powerful in this glass can be so healing. And remember, it's not the water that does it. You do it. Your body was designed to heal itself. But given the right environment, the right terrain, the right awareness, the right mental stability, and the right hydration, you'd be surprised. And then you can create financial abundance, not only for you, but your loved ones, but your future and your family and your future kids and everything else in between. And it's not just you, it's the person next to you and around you, not above or below, next to each other. We're all in this together. And that's what the Wake is all about. Now we're creating and being a part of that huge movement we talked about. This is the Wake movement, right? The reason why it's a Wake, you create ripples. Right? Every person you impact, it creates a bigger, bigger, bigger bigger wake. Now you're seeing your wake impact people all over the world. I have someone in Germany who's on my team now, and I get to connect with him. Jilly has someone in Belgium, Australia, Italy that she can connect with. Isn't that cool when you go travel the world from all this, the income and the abundance you create, that you literally can go and meet some of your team that you never met before and connect with them on water? It's possible, guys, but you got to believe it first. You got to believe it first. Purpose-driven business. We're not here to sell you. We don't need to. We're just here to bring awareness and education. I don't do any really selling. I just do the telling. I tell them what it is, what it did for me, how it's helping people, where they can find information. If they have questions, I can answer them or direct them to someone who does, and let them try the water. Then they get to decide. They have to find their purpose. Do they want to change? Do they want to impact others? That's their decision they got to do, not me. Work from home. I'm in my office right now. I'm in my house. I'm in Orange County. I don't really have to leave. Can I? Should I? Would I? Yeah, anytime. But I don't got to sit in traffic. I don't have an alarm anymore. I can go take lunch when I want. If I want to go visit friends or family, I can. I don't have to clock out. And while I'm gone doing those things, I can still come home and there's a check in the mail because I've built that consistent residual income for myself. And I couldn't do that years ago. I wasn't in the right place. I was more about me instead of about we. And that's the difference. And we also offer that mentorship for you guys. You'll work with me, with Jilly, part of other leaders in the wake. You become your best leader because before you lead others, you got to lead yourself. And that's something we help you with. We help you with personal development, overcoming blockages, mindset, daily habits and routines, different things of awareness, how to organize yourself, different things with accounting, being self-employed, all the things that we have never learned maybe before in our life, unless we went to a really high-end business school or a graduate school, or maybe we dropped out of school and we learned on the street, right? Everyone has a unique story, but just know that you're going to get that mentorship from the Wake community that many other people don't have access to. So why? The business is awesome. The product is life-changing. Nobody has it. Everyone will. Nobody knows about it. That's where you come in. The potential is massive. Guys, it's at a 1%, not even at the 1% early innovator stage. Just like the iPhone, just like the microwave, just like the flat screen TV, Uber, Netflix, Keurigs, all that. They're trend products. Nobody had a Keurig. Nobody had an iPhone until one person did, and then 2, and then 4, and then 8. Next thing you know, if you don't have a Keurig or an iPhone or a flat screen, you're kind of, who are you? Same thing that's going to go with water. Bottled water is not sustainable. Now you have the solution. And that's why the timing is now. So if you guys want to follow me, Come Out Better on Instagram. There's me and Jilly up there, and then my family in the bottom left. Long story short, this water helped my father with leukemia. It's helped my mother with different things she's going through, as well as my sister. There's me in the bottom right before I grew my hair out. Really got hydrated, but check in with me, connect with me. I would love to expand and grow my network with you guys. And here's our team at Wakewater Co. I'm excited for the launch. Check us out on Instagram. Come and learn and really just dive in and immerse yourself and be a part of our community in this movement. That's the biggest thing. The water is amazing, but the movement, the community, and the impact you can make helping others, that's where that true abundance really is. So thank you guys. What I want you to do, the last thing you can go is 1, 2, or 3, right? 1, 2, or 3. 1, you're ready to buy it. You're ready to do it, pay it in full, put it on my car, let's make it happen. It's a full tax write-off, don't forget. Make it happen, get back to the person that invited you and say, let's do it. I wanna be a part of the Wake, I'm ready to roll. I can do this part-time, part-time, full-time, whatever. I want this water for my health, I want it for my family, I want it for my kids, my neighborhood. Let's get it right now. Amazing. 2, what are the finance options? Maybe you're looking to get a third-party finance, right? You want to get a down payment. That's what I did. You can get a down payment going. A lot of people like the credit card option because they get miles and cash back, so it's a win-win. Again, same thing, tax write-off. And then 3, you want more options on the financing, and you had a few other questions. Like, you're ready, makes sense. I just need a few more things. Can I jump on a call? I have a few questions. Does this work? Does that budget work? This or that? Get back to the person that invited you. Thank them first for inviting you and for thinking about you. And now, with that said, you have the awareness, you have the knowledge, you have the education, you're connecting your dots, you're seeing the big picture. Now it's up to you to look in the mirror and say, hey, I am worthy of this. I am investing in this for myself, for my family, and for my future. I'm doing this today. I'm doing this right now, tomorrow, whenever, and take that power back and come out better and become the best version of yourself. And when you learn about water, you learn about yourself. Thank you guys. You guys have a good rest of your night. We'll hopefully see you on the next one. And hopefully I can connect with you guys soon in the wake. Much love. Good night.